Good afternoon, kindergarten friends and families at Center Pepin School. I'm Ms. Bruso, and along with the math activities that I'll be doing virtually to you for learning, I am going to be doing a little series of mindfulness, something that we practice in our classroom daily, something that I've missed in our time away, and I know that the kids in our classroom find it valuable. So I just wanted to share that with all of our families at Center Pepin. So I've devised 2 sessions today. The first one is going to be based off an article that I found online to give you some ideas and tips in how you can bring mindfulness into your family. The second video is going to be the actual mindfulness session. And so I hope you enjoy it. It's a part of the day, like I said, I've missed since I've been out, so I'm really trying to do more of it on my own. But I think with that structure in place, I think it will encourage all of us to take that time for ourselves to really bring some peace into our lives, our family's lives, and ultimately your child's life. So again, the article is from www.toolkit.com. And so it has the 8 ways. So the first way is to take your family on a mindfulness challenge. And what they mean by that is finding a space, first of all, that is calm for you. Right now I'm in my home office. You don't really think of an office as being calm, but right now it is. I've got my yoga music playing, the lights are dimmed, the small light is over in the corner. I'm sitting on my yoga cushion. My yoga mat is here. So this is where I typically do my practice. So this is my space. So it could also be a bedroom, a living room. The only thing is that it needs to be free of distraction. So making sure that, you don't have a lot going on in that space is really key. And also it talks about in that same mindfulness challenge is to challenge yourself and think of the breathing that you need to do. Taking those few deep, short breaths is really important to get your body into a state of mindfulness. You can then start concentrating on your eyes. We take in the classroom, we take from our head basically right down to our feet. And it's okay to touch those parts so that you can identify and really feel that concentration and focus, and so that you are mindful at that time. And there are also other websites and apps that you can use along this area, so please feel free to do your own search outside of this. This is just a little way to give you some ideas. Number 2 was to choose a mindful corner. They also call it a zone of peace, and this is my zone of peace when I'm away from working in it. So again, just like I just said, I brought up all the points of calm music. I've got the window open. I've got some fresh air coming in, which we all need right now. It's quiet. It's calm. It's a great place, and it's where I do my practice. So number 3 is set a time. And so I schedule a few times during the day, usually more so during when we're in school. I have that extra one during the day, so I have it in the morning when I wake up. I wake up a little early, just so that I have that time. We do it in the afternoon in our classroom. We do about 10 minutes, and we vary it day to day so the practice stays new and fresh and that we're always learning. And I do it at night before I go to bed. I try to give myself that time where there's no distraction, it's quiet. Again, I've got the music playing. Try to really calm that body before you get into bed, and it does help with your sleep. And the 4th one is have mindful mornings. And when they talk about that, they just mention what I just said. You might want to plan your day. Give yourself that extra time in the morning. If it helps to make lunches at night, before going to bed, and so that you have that time for yourself, I think is really important. I know it starts my day off on the right foot when I'm able to focus in a positive way, giving myself that opportunity to meditate and not let anything negative come into that space. And when it does, then your mind just has to refocus and bring it back. So that is the mindful morning. You might want to do it with your kids too. It might be a fun family activity. Again, providing that fun mindfulness challenge into your day. The 5th one is practice mindfulness around the table. And what that means is it doesn't have to really physically be at a table. You could be in any space. You could be sitting in your living room. I'll together. But I think the main key is that you're all together in that space. And you're going around and you're just giving thanks. You're giving gratitude for each and every person that's in there, and just giving a thought or an idea, letting them know how grateful you are that you're in their life. And it's just a great practice, and I think we need to do more of that. And as an aside, during our day, we have something called the Yay Plate in our classroom, and something that was introduced back in September to our families. And so we talk about, at the end of our day, we come together as a group, and we talk about something that was a yay for us. It could be around an academic area. It could be around something, outside at recess. It was hard for me to bounce the ball and throw it into the hoop, and now I did it, or I saw a friend that was by themselves, and I chose to go over to that friend. So really bringing that into your day, I think, is really key. Celebrate those moments. Number 6 is designate mindful boundaries. And that can be either your physical space, it can be your mental or emotional space, the boundaries that we have around us. I know in mindfulness we talk about that space bubble, really needing that space to be able to not have that distraction. It talks also about maybe, an example could be outside is a good physical space for running, but in the house, not so good. So just reasoning through that, I think, is really helpful. The 7th way is being mindful around discipline. And I know in the classroom as educators, we find that discipline is important. And I know as parents at home, we find that discipline is important. It's probably a little bit harder now, seeing that, we're kind of confined to certain spots or areas in our house, and things have been a little different in our schedules and routines. But just having that discipline and knowing, that sense of what I can do, what I shouldn't be doing, listening to your child, validating their feelings. I know you feel this way right now. I would probably feel that way too if I was going through that at that time. And really just being an active listener. Listen to your child before reacting. And I know it's easy to say. I think we all need practice with that, whether, we're parents, educators, any role that you are working with kids. I think it's really important to take that time to really pause, take a moment before we react or respond. And the 8th way is to share your experience. So I think it's great to share your ideas about how you maybe felt before you did your mindfulness session or activity. I think it's also great to talk about how you feel afterwards. And I know that since we do this every day in our classroom, for the 10 minutes that we set when they come back in, I can see the calmness and the relaxation that they really have once they've done the activity. And we know that we're ready to then start our day. And I can see how it helps them focus into our afternoon scheduling and our activities. So I hope you found this helpful. Again, the website is www.parenttoolkit.com, and I hope that this brings some peace and calmness into your day. And we're here. I'm here. I'm hoping to provide many more opportunities of these kinds of learning sessions for both you and your child. And so just stay tuned for the next video. Again, I'll be taking you through a visualization, and I hope you enjoy. And stay calm, try to be peaceful, and have a great day. Bye.